get his feet right and make a throw, but that throw just sailed on him, and then the catcher's got to make a tag. So that's a hard play to make.
So that'll bring Zach Millett to the plate now for Canyon View. 2 on and 1 out. First pitch from Jones, swung on, deep fly ball to left center field. Spence and Leonelli going back. Spence is going to make the catch on the run, and the runners did not tag. They'll retreat to their bases, and Zach Millett disappointed as he pulls his helmet off his head. He's like, man, I thought I got the gap on that one.
Yeah, he did. Spence really did a good job running that ball down out in that gap, and I mean, heck, you had Zach Main, he was already to second base on that. He thought it was down. He had to retreat back. Anderson retreated back to second.
So that'll bring Kaysen Stoker to the plate for the Falcons, the designated hitter. He stands in on the right side. 2 on and 2 outs. First pitch from Jones. It's going to miss high for ball 1. High and tight. 2-1 your score. Canyon View leads as they played 2 runs on it that reached base due to an error and a walk. Again, he checks Anderson at second, and Jones will step off the mound to look him back to the bag.
Stoker, the DH, he's trying to extend the lead with a hit right here.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Good pitch right there, a low outside pitch.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Anderson off the bag at first, Main at second, Main at first. 1-1 pitch to Stoker. Pop to shallow right field. Sheffield coming in, going out at second base is Waldron, and he'll make the play for out number 3. A P4 for Stoker. Pop up to the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning, but Canyon View takes the lead as they get 2 runs on 1 hit in the inning. 1 error committed by Morgan, and 2 runners left on base through 1 inning of play. It's Canyon View 2, Morgan 1 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at...
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Canyon View leading Morgan 2-1 in this bracket play championship game. And the Trojans will bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate. Luke Bowerly, Beck Sheffield, and Ryder Waldron. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be George Jensen. Bubba Ludlow on the mound for Canyon View. Has a quick 1-1 count on Bowerly.
Yeah, good pitch on that last one, catching the outside corner.
Next one will miss for ball 2, so 2 balls and a strike now to Bowerly. Ludlow works out of the windup. Here's the 2-1 delivery. It's going to drop off low and in. Ball 3. Hitters count now for the Morgan catcher. And again, he's really had a good tournament. Taz Bowerly looked really good yesterday in their 2 wins. 3-1 pitch is upstairs for ball 4, so he'll draw the
Embark
on balls for the Trojans, putting the tying run on base.
Yeah, that's a good at bat right there for Bowery. He's seeing the ball well and didn't see anything he liked. He's patient, willing to let one go. And and as a result, ends up at first base with a walk.
Ludlow works from the stretch now. First pitch to Beck Sheffield. Misses for ball one. Just a bit up and away.
Calvez did his best to frame that in there, but Fisher wasn't biting on that one.
1-0 pitch. That one will stay up for ball two, so a hitter's count now for Sheffield with a 2-0 count. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Good swing right there, though, on a hitter's count. You know, if you're going to swing it to hit something hard.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs here in the top of the second. 2-1. Canyon View leads Morgan. Next pitch is swung on, line drive right back up the middle past Ludlow into center field for a single. 2 on and no outs for Morgan as Beck Sheffield comes through with a 0-out single.
That was a hard hit line drive right over Ludlow's head into center field. Good piece of hitting.
So that'll bring Ryder Waldron to the plate now for the Trojans. Ludlow continues to work from the stretch. 2 on and no outs. Squaring to bunt is Waldron. Right back to the pitcher, too hard, and able to go to third with it was Ludlow. And Bradshaw tries to go across the double play, not in time to first base, but they get the lead runner on the sacrifice bunt attempt by Waldron. 1 out, still 2 on at first and second for the Trojans.
Yeah, great play right there by Ludlow. He fielded that fast where he's left-handed. He's going towards that part of the field, makes a nice throw to third, and that throw across there. I don't know if you noticed Chandler McClellan coming over to cover first base. He did the splits.
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was amazing.
So that brings to the plate now George Jensen. Strike one to him for the 0-1 count. Checks the runner. The 0-1 delivery misses high for ball one.
Still have runners at first and second and a chance to tie the game up right here with a hard hit ball into the outfield.
The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Calvez to hold the runners. 2-1 count.
Yeah, Calvez, he's a very good defensive catcher.
Ludlow checks the runners as he comes set. Here's the 2-1. Another good block by Calvez and a ball on the turf for ball three and a hitter's count.
Right now you've got the left fielder for the Falcons. He's out playing pretty deep. Center field, he's in a little bit, and right field's pretty shallow.
3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 from Ludlow. Another one in the turf for ball 4 to load the bases for the Falcons. As Sheffield moves to third, Waldron goes to second, and George Jensen stands at first with the pitcher Triker Jones coming to the plate. Chance to help out his own cause, but first a mound visit from the Canyon View pitching coach.
Yeah, just going to try to settle him down. I mean, they need innings out of Ludlow today.
Yeah.
Both these teams, they need innings out of their starting pitchers, and because they're both hoping to move on and play this next 3-game series. So whatever they can do to get them deep in the game is a huge help for their teams.
Yes, it is. So as they make that mound visit, 2-1 is your score. Canyon View leads, but the Trojans threatening here.
Looks like the wind has kicked up a little bit, and it's coming out of the north again. We've had a little bit of off and on wind today, but right now it's kicked up, and which favors a right-handed hitter with the wind to push the ball to left field. Maybe that's why Jake Thomas is playing a little deeper in left field.
Ludlow comes set. First pitch to Jones, right down the middle, strike one.
Mound visit worked.
That's right. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball one and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, and Ludlow, don't overthink it. You got a good defense behind you. take kind of that approach that Peyton Marks, I'm going to let my defense help me out. I don't have to strike everybody out. I just have to induce ground balls and pop flies.
Swing and a miss there for strike 2 to Jones and a 1-2 count. Runners will take their lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Trojans. The 1-2 from Ludlow. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. First base is occupied, so Jones will go down swinging for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Ludlow.
Yeah, good pitching sequence right there by Ludlow to get that strikeout. 2 outs with bases loaded right now. Everybody's back, normal playing positions.
So that brings leadoff batter Cameron Talbot to the plate now for the Trojans. Trying to find a way to tie this game or even take the lead.
Yeah, you get something down the gap, you're going to take the lead.
First pitch in the turf. Another good stop by Calvez for ball 1.
Talbot, he's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field in his first at bat.
The 1-0 from Ludlow. That will drop off low and away for ball 2, and a hitter's count now for Cameron Talbot.
Ludlow's going to get out of the stretch, go back to the windup here with bases loaded, where nobody was being held on.
The 2-0. That one misses just a bit up for ball 3, so a 3-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes, a walks, a run here for Morgan. Here's the 3-0 delivery from Ludlow. In there for a called strike 1. Talbot squared the bunt, pulled it back, watched strike 1 go by. 2 outs in the inning. Ludlow takes a deep breath. Here's the 3-1 delivery. It's going to miss away for ball 4. That'll tie the game on the RBI base on balls for Cameron Talbot as Sheffield comes in to score from third. And that will put Waldron at third and Jensen standing at second.
Yeah, right now Morgan's being really patient at the plate, and as a result, get a run across the plate with a walk.
Brings Canyon Leonelli to the plate. First pitch misses low for ball 1.
Leonelli, he also is 0 for 1. He also flew out to right field in his first at bat.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Zach Main, he's even shallowed up a little more out there in right field.
Yes, he has.
There's not very much room between he and second base.
Next pitch swung on, chopped foul to the left side for strike 2 to Leonelli. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners again will take their lead. Next pitch is swung on. Fly ball in a shallow right. Drifting back is McClellan. Main calls him off and makes the play for out number 3. So an F9 for Leonelli. Fly out to right for the 3rd out of the inning. But Morgan ties it up. They get 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. No errors committed by Canyon View and 3 runners left on base through 1.5 innings of play. It's Morgan 2, Canyon View 2 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
To the bottom of the second inning we go here at Cape Field on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. 2-2 ball game between Morgan and Canyon View. And the Falcons of Canyon View will bring the 8, 9, and 1 batters to the plate this inning. Chandler McClellan, Jaron Bradshaw, and Bubba Ludlow. He'll be followed by Asher Slack if they get to the 4th batter. Striker Jones on the mound for Morgan. First pitch called strike to McClellan. So an 0-1 count as he stands back in on the right side. The 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2 and an 0-2 count.
Chandler McClellan, his dad is my old high school teammate. I mean old because we're old and it was a long time ago. But yeah, great kid right here. His dad was a really good baseball player.
0-2 pitch is swung on. Fly ball into right. Sheffield is there, and he'll make the play for out number 1. So an F9 for McClellan for the first out of the inning.
Did a good job going with that pitch, but just got that thing to carry a little too far into right field.
So that'll bring Jaron Bradshaw to the plate. There's the first pitch from Jones. Called strike on the outside half.
He thought about that one. Jones did. Or, Bradshaw did. He thought about that one pretty hard.
Base is empty, 1 out. The 0-1. On the outside edge for strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Bradshaw.
Looked like it was almost the same place as the pitch before.
So no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Bradshaw will go down swinging for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Striker Jones.
Good pitch right there. He went out, and on that last pitch came in and just got a swing out of Bradshaw to record his first strikeout of the game.
That brings Ludlow to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch, big swing and a miss from Ludlow for strike 1.
Yeah, Ludlow, he's 0 for 1 in the game. He reached on an error and then came around to score the first run of the game.
There's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back to the net for strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Ludlow.
Jones, he's got him chasing a little bit right now. Kind of got him off balance and chasing.
Big gap in right center. The 0-2 pitch swung on, fly down the right field line, and that one will go foul as Ludlow battles. I say big gap in right center. The center fielder's been kind of playing straight up. The left fielder's maybe shifted towards left center a little bit, but the right fielder was playing the line. So
yeah, he really was. That's where the ball went too. Now he's moved a little bit towards center field, but still playing pretty hard, or closer to the line.
Here's the 0-2 to Ludlow. Curveball, swung on, line drive back up the middle for a base hit. A 2-out single for Ludlow, and Canyon View has the go-ahead run on base.
Good 2-out swing right there, driving the ball back up the box and to get a hit.
You know, both of these teams, what I like what they do is they leave, even though it might slow the game down a little bit between innings, they leave their good base runners on base. They don't take them off just because they can in that pitcher-catcher position. Ground ball to the left side now by Slack. Past the diving Talbot into the 5-6 hole. Back-to-back singles for the Falcons as the Ludlow and Slack come through. So 2 on and 2 outs for Cameron Calvez.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting right there. Slack, he hits the first pitch he sees in his second at bat, drives that into left field, moves Ludlow to second, and brings. Now you've got your big hitter right up here with Cameron Calvez. I think he has 7 home runs on the year. I looked at that earlier today, so we know that he can lose one.
So Calvez stands in on the right side. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Outfield deepens up on him. Here's the first pitch from Jones. In there for a called strike 1 at the top of the zone.
Crowd liked that call right there. The Morgan crowds, they got a big crowd here today, and they're getting into it pretty good.
Runners take their lead. Jones is going to step off the mound as he looks back the runners. Jones looks at Ludlow at second. Here's the 0-1 to Calvez. In the dirt, ball one. Ludlow take a big secondary, but a good block by Bowerly behind the plate to hold the runners.
Yeah, he was halfway to third on that secondary. Calvez showing a little more patience in this at bat.
1-1 count. Next pitch, curveball. Stays up for ball two. The Morgan crowd wanted it, didn't get it.
Morgan crowd, they're trying to call that for Blue, and they had differing calls there.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on here for Canyon View in a 2-2 ball game. Calvez calls times as he steps out of the box.
Yeah, Jones, he's been making Calvez stand in there for a while as he's checking the runners.
2-1 pitch. Big swing and a foul tip back to the screen for strike 2.
Yeah, that was a really big swing right there. Just got a little bit under it. Fouls that back to the screen, but hard swing right there by Calvez. See if he'll be a little more defensive now with 2 strikes.
Throw to second, not in time. Ludlow just steps back safely as Jones was trying to catch him sleeping.
You know, not a bad thing to look at that every once in a while. You just got to get nervous. That ball gets past. He probably scores because center fielder's playing so deep right now.
Yeah. 2-2. Swung on. Ground ball to the left side. Fielded by Talbot. Flipped to second is in time for the 6-4 fielder's choice and the 3rd out of the inning as Jones gets out of a tight spot. Canyon View threatens, but they do not score. No runs on 2 hits. No errors by Morgan and 2 runners left on base through 2 innings of play. It's Morgan 2, Canyon View 2 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
We're back at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 3rd inning in a tie ball game, 2-2 between Morgan and Canyon View. And the Trojans bring the 3, 4, and 5 batters to play this inning. Brigham spins Ben Harden and Luke Bowerly. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Beck Sheffield. And a quick 1-1 count from Ludlow, 2 spins. The 1-1 pitch misses in the turf for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, big hard swing on that strike. And now he's up in the count with a 2-1 count.
There's the 2-1 delivery from Ludlow. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See right here, Spence gets a little more defensive and just tries to shorten up his swing and drive something out into the outfield here. Probably that right center field gap.
There's the 2-2 from Ludlow. That one misses high and away for ball 3. So a full count now, 2 spins. Here's the payoff pitch. low for ball 4, a leadoff base on balls, and Ludlow disappointed himself as he steps off the mound, and Calvez goes out to say a few words to him. Calvez has the really wide helmet.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it is.
It's intimidating.
It is really wide. You know, I liked what you said earlier about Canyon View allowing their hitters to run regardless of whether they're pitching or catching. I mean, these guys are good base runners, and you want to utilize them out there.
First pitch now to Ben Harden. Misses up for ball 1. Harden smoked one to center field for a triple in the first inning.
Yeah, he did, and he got the RBI on that and the first run on the board.
Next pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count. And it's both teams. The catcher for Morgan, Luke Bowerly, they leave him on to run.
Yeah, I do. I like that. I really do.
And sometimes you might have a better base runner in the dugout, but if you've got a good base runner that's playing pitcher or catcher, let him run the bases. 1-1 pitch is foul to the right side, out of play for strike 2 to Harden and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, the reward, I mean, you love to hit in baseball, and the reward is coming around to score after you've got on base. And so that's why I really like it. I think it helps build momentum for those players and gets them excited about hitting the ball and being able to play in the game.
1-2 pitch on the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Harden will go down looking for the first out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Bubba Ludlow.
Good pitch right there by Ludlow, and a good job by Calvez. He just brought that up a little bit, a good framing job, and gets the called third strike.
So that brings Luke Bowerly to the plate for Morgan. First pitch, swinging ground ball to the right side, fielded by Anderson. Step on the bag, throw to second, and it's going to kick off the glove of Slack, who had to kind of dive forward to keep it in the infield. But it'll be a move the runner over, ground out for Bowerly as Spence does move up a bag into scoring position.
Yeah, good job by Anderson fielding that ground ball, touching his base. That throw just got a little wide and had no chance of getting the runner going to second.
So it brings Beck Sheffield to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Sheffield is 1 for 1 in the game. He had a single in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. I didn't mark down where he went with that single. Do you have that down?
Yes, he's center field. Hit it right up the box. Yeah, good hard hit. That was the one that went right over Ludlow's head.
Yep. So an 0-2 count here with 2 outs, runner on second. The pitch from Ludlow to Sheffield, swung on, fly ball down the right field line. It will go foul, and no one will get there for Canyon View as Sheffield stays alive.
After giving up a walk to the first hitter in this inning, Ludlow's really settled in well.
Yes, he has, as he works from the stretch again here with an 0-2 count on Sheffield. 2-out pitch, swung on and chopped foul to the left side as Sheffield continues to battle.
You know, he's doing everything he can. Good defensive hitting right now, fouling balls off, trying to get a pitch that he likes that he can take it somewhere. But right now, good defensive hitting by Sheffield.
The 0-2. It's low and in for ball 1 and a 1-2 count. Still 2 outs with the runner on second. Check spins at second base as Ludlow. Here's the 1-2. Off-speed pitch just misses for ball 2 and a 2-2 count.
This is right here for Sheffield. This is really good at bat. He's seen, even though he's been down 0-2, he's working that back. He's seen a lot of pitches with the amount of foul balls he's hit.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one's going to be in the turf, and it skips past Calvez as Spence moves up a bag. And a full count now to Sheffield with runner at third.
Thing bounced on that front line of the right hand hitting batter's box, and just no chance for Calvez to get around that one.
Sheffield back in on the right side. It's been a long at bat. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on. High pop up to the right side into foul territory. Anderson gives chase and makes the play for out number 3 as Sheffield will pop out to the first baseman. A P3 for the third out as the Trojans threaten but they do not score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base through 2.5 innings of play. It's Morgan 2, Canyon View 2 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
We're back here at Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen as we go to the bottom of the third inning in a tie ball game. 2-2 between Morgan and Canyon View. The Falcons bring the 4, 5, and 6 batters this inning. Brady Anderson first pitch swinging. Ground ball to the right side. Waldron with it. Throw to first is in time for the 4-3 ground out and the first out of the inning. Anderson will be followed by Zach Main, then Zach Millett. If the Falcons get to the fourth batter, that's Kason Stoker. And Triker Jones still on the mound for Morgan going into this third inning. Looking solid.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out right there. And says let's move on to the next guy.
So, Main stands it on the right side. First pitch. This is in for ball 1.
The lights are on here at the field. It's starting to get a little darker out there. Winds died down again. Hopefully it stays died down for these two teams.
1-0 delivery. Swung on. High pop up into shallow center field. Coming in is Spence. And he'll make the play for out number 2. So an F8 for Maine for the second out of the inning.
Thomas doing a great job just getting them out on their front foot. So they're not hitting anything with too hard. And gets 2 outs with just only a few pitches.
So Zach Millett now stands in on the right side for the Falcons. First pitch in the turf outside for ball 1.
Millett, who's Canyon View's center fielder in this game, he's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field in his first at bat.
There's the 1-0 delivery. Catches the outside edge for a called strike and a 1-1 count. And it flew out to left center field. He thought he had that shot in the left center field gap that was disappointed that Spence ran it down. Nice running catch by Spence.
Oh, yeah, okay.
1-1 pitch. Misses up for ball 2 and a 2-1 count. Two outs in the inning, nobody on base. Here's the 2-1 from Jones. Swung on, hard hit, line drive, down the left field line for a base hit. That one will roll all the way to the corner, a sliding stop by Leonelli, but Millett will come into second, standing up with a 2-out double.
That was a hard hit ball right there. So Millett continues to hit the ball hard. Leonelli makes a great sliding play out there, getting the ball in the infield quick. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think that's going to be a double either way. I don't think he's going to try for third, but either way, he got around that ball and got it in quickly.
So here's Cason Stoker now to the plate for the Falcons.
Oh, you know what I did? I was looking at Zach Millett. Did he fly out to? He flew out to right field in his first at bat.
No, that's who we were just talking about.
Was I here? Oh, well, I'm all messed up. I'm sorry, listeners.
First pitch to Stoker is a called strike one. Jones comes set. The 0-1 to Stoker, misses high and away for ball one and a 1-1 count.
The go-ahead run right now is at second base for the Canyon View.
There's the 1-1 from Jones to Stoker. That one's going to miss up for ball two, so 2 balls, 1 strike.
Morgan crowd, they didn't like that call. They're doing a good job trying to help the official.
Check Millett at second. 2-1. Swung on, popped back, and that will get out of play for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think that landed in somebody's bag. Oh, no, right there behind him. So that one would have been a souvenir ball if you got to keep them.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here with a runner on second for Canyon View. Stoker at the plate. Jones checks Millett. Here's the 2-2. Going to drop off low and in for ball 3 and a full count. Stoker's 0 for 1 in the game. He popped out to second. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch now from Jones. Curveball just misses up for ball 4, and that will put 2 on now for the Falcons.
Yeah, just a breaking ball that just didn't come down into the zone.
They're going to bring on a pinch runner for Stoker as they bring out Ryder Miller.
See if they can't get Chandler McClellan to find a gap out there and bring that go-ahead run in. And he's 0 for 1 in the game. He did fly out to right field.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He's going to step out of the box as the umpire is still working on getting the pinch runner logged in.
And more importantly, putting his face mask on.
Runners take their lead. First pitch misses up for ball 1 to McClellan. 1-0 count.
Jones laboring just a little bit right here. He's been pretty darn good, and see if he can work himself back into evening up the count.
The 1-0 swung on, ground ball back of the middle, through for a base hit. Millett's running around third. The throw home is off the glove. As sliding in safely is Millett. It's an RBI single for Chandler McClellan, and Canyon View goes in front 3-2 with 2 on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
It's a great RBI hit right there by McClellan. He doesn't try to do too much with it. Hits a hard line shot out into center field. Spence comes up throwing. That was a really great throw, and just it was, had the catcher been able to pick that up, I think he would have got the runner there.
That was a really good throw by Spence. That brings Jaron Bradshaw to the plate for Canyon View with 2 on and 2 outs. First pitch misses up for ball 1. Runners will take their lead. The 1-0 from Jones. Breaking ball across for strike one. Jacobson going to visit with his batter, Bradshaw.
Bradshaw, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in his first plate appearance.
One ball, one strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Canyon View leads Morgan 3-2. Jones comes set as the 2 runners take their lead for the Falcons. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Spence is there, and he'll make the play for out number 3. So an F8 for Bradshaw. Fly out to center field for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Falcons take the lead. They get 1 run on 2 hits in the inning. No errors committed by the Trojans, and 2 runners left on base through 3 innings of play. It's Canyon View 3, Morgan 2 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Canyon View leading Morgan 3-2 in this bracket play championship game. Winner moves on to play Union in the best-of-3 state championship series. And first pitch swinging is Ryder Waldron for Morgan, and playing way in on the grass was Bradshaw. He's able to knock down the ground ball but can't throw him out, and safe at first is Waldron with a leadoff single.
Yeah, did a good job. Did Bradshaw getting a glove on that? I don't know if he was trying to take away a bunt right there, and maybe that was what their scouting report is, because he's coming in again. Maybe these 8 and 9 batters, look to bunt, but he did all he could to knock that down, but wasn't able to make the play. They give him a hit or an error on that hit, it looks like, yeah.
With where he was playing. Now here's a bunt. Diving catch by Ludlow off the mound to get George Jensen for out number 1.
Came off the mound like he's playing center field, forward dive, and gets that out. That's a great play right there.
Yes, it was. So 1 out in the inning forces Waldron to stay at first base. That brings Triker Jones to the plate now for Morgan. He stands in on the right side. Ludlow going to throw to first. Not in time as Waldron dives back safely.
Is that the first time we've seen him go to first?
I think so.
I think, yeah. I haven't really seen his move till there. That wasn't obviously his best move, but Waldron's still going to stay pretty close. 2.5 steps or so.
Another throw to first as Waldron dives back safely.
Good hard tag right there by Anderson.
He's letting him know.
Yeah, he's letting him know. He's slapping that down fast and hard.
Jones in on the right side. First pitch fouled back to the screen, strike 1.
A couple of the fans right there on the front row didn't trust that net. They were ducking out of the way of that.
Well, there's you never know where the net might have a slight tear in it.
I think they maintain these pretty well.
0-1 swing and a miss for strike 2 and an 0-2 count.
So the one out, you got the tying run at first base. And
Jones steps back in, watches ball 1 go by. So a 1-2 count now to Jones. Love those sets. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Jones will go down swinging for the second out of the inning and the third strikeout of the game for Bubba Ludlow.
Yeah, he just kind of waved at that one, didn't see it really well, and not a real good swing on it, and ends up striking out for the second out of the inning.
Brings the leadoff batter Cameron Talbot to the plate now for Morgan. First pitch in the turf outside. Good block by Calvez to hold the runners. Ball 1.
Yeah, really good job keeping that ball in front of him and keeping Waldron on first base.
Waldron takes the lead. 1-0 pitch. Another one in the turf. 2-0 count.
And old Calvez, he spun around real quick like he was a cat on a hot tin roof right there.
Hitters count here for Talbot. 2-0 pitch. Another one in the turf. Another one blocked. 3-0 count.
Yeah, all three of those missing. Hitting right before the plate or right about the plate. Calvez getting a little bit of a workout right now.
Here's the 3-0 delivery. Misses inside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch base on balls issued to Cameron Talbot. He heads the first base, and that brings Canyon Leonelli to the plate.
Second time that Talbot's reached base on a walk. Leonelli, he's 0 for 2 in the game. He's flown out to right field in each of his first 2 at-bats.
First pitch. This is outside for ball 1. Yep, once in the first inning and once in the second inning for Leonelli.
Yeah. So you got 2 outs. You got the tying run at second base. He's 180 feet away. Go ahead run on first.
1-0 misses high for ball 2. So a hitter's count now for Leonelli.
You see Calvez jump up really quick right there. And we've seen him back throw to second base quite a bit. I mean, he's not afraid to throw behind runners and try to get an out.
2-0 pitch. Misses low one in for ball 3.
That's
So after
seven,
getting
seven
the-
balls in a row.
Yeah, after getting the first 2 outs pretty efficiently and pretty quickly after the leadoff infield single, it's now, as you mentioned, 7 straight balls for Ludlow. 3-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1.
Leonelli, he wanted to swing at that one. He's like, oh, yeah, it's 3-0. He held back, but you can kind of see him move the bat and thinking, dang, that's a nice-looking pitch. He'll look for that same pitch right here, I'd imagine.
3-1. Called strike 2. Leonelli was halfway down. Throw to third is not going to be in time as the runner from second saw Leonelli take off. So he started taking off, and Calvez nearly threw him out. But luckily for the Trojans, Waldron is able to steal third base.
Yeah, so Waldron got stuck right there in the middle thinking he just stopped. Calvez was looking like he didn't, like what the heck's going on here? He's going to call a timeout. But
Runners on the corners now. So he's
they're
going to get
calling a play.
Yeah, the defensive play call.
Calvez has a good enough arm right here. They may try to get him, but McClellan at second base, he's playing way deep in the hole, so he's not going to get to the bag. Probably going to be slack. He's going to be covering, I'd assume.
First pitch from Ludlow, swung on and fouled back to the screen. Not the first pitch. It almost felt like a new batter, but it was
did.
Leonelli just staying alive in the at-bat on the payoff pitch.
And he's trying to plead his case on that second strike, but that was a really good pitch.
So again, here's the full count pitch from Ludlow to Leonelli. That one's going to miss inside for ball 4, and that will load the bases for the Trojans.
She's Waldron. He started running down like he was going to, the bases were loaded, and he just got walked. He was going to have to walk in, but coach has to remind him, hey, the bases aren't loaded. You don't just get a run home.
Brings it. Brigham spins to the plate. First pitch misses up for ball 1. Ludlow approaching 80 pitches. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High and away for ball 2. Hitters count now for Spence. Spence has walked in both of his plate appearances, and Coach Jacobson's out of the dugout now for Canyon View.
If they make a change, somebody's going to inherit a 2-ball, no strike count. Doesn't look like they are. Just talking here. Trying to settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, pretty short visit.
Coach Jacobson talks to him. Catcher talks to him, and he's going to go back to windup. I think he's been a little more effective in the windup than he has from the stretch. Has Ludlow.
So with a 2-0 count, base is loaded. He will work from the windup. 2-0 pitch. Catches the top outside part of the zone for a called strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike now, 2 spins. Next one just misses for ball 3. Hitters count for Spence.
Calvez did everything he could. That was a good frame right there on that pitch, but he didn't get the call.
Walks a run here for Morgan to tie the game with 2 outs and the base is loaded. The 3-1 from Ludlow. Just misses up for ball 4, and that will tie the game at 3 with the RBI base on balls for Brigham Spence. So he heads to first. Leonelli moves up to second. Talbot goes to third, and Waldron comes in to score.
So after giving up a hit in the infield, getting 2 outs, that's 3 consecutive base on balls right there.
Brings Ben Harden to the plate. Called strike 1 on the outside half. Harden's 1 for 2. A roped triple to straight center field for an RBI.
Yeah, hard hit ball.
And he struck out looking in the third. The 0-1 pitch. That one drops off the table for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
And you got Millett out in center field where that ball went over his head. He's playing about normal depth. The right fielder, Zach Main, he's a little deeper than he has been.
1-1 pitch is swung on and popped foul to the right side. That will get out of play for strike 2 to Harden and a 1-2 count.
And then you got Jake Thomas out there in left, and he's playing pretty deep. Millett just moved over. He just shifted to the right center field area.
The 1-2. Swung on, ground ball on the third base side. Bradshaw goes to his knees to make the play and dives for the bag to beat Leonelli there for out number 3. So Harden hits into the fielder's choice to third base, but the Trojans tie the game as they get 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. No errors by the Falcons and 3 runners left on base through 3.5 innings of play. We're halfway home, and it's Morgan 3, Canyon View 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural healthcare can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, The threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning in a tie ball game between Morgan and Canyon View, 3-3 in bracket play championship. And the winner moves on to play Union in the best of three state championship series. For Canyon View, they will bring to the plate to the top of the order Bubba Ludlow, Asher Slack, and Cameron Calvez. If they get to the fourth batter, the cleanup hitter is Brady Anderson. And new pitcher Easton Venz for the Trojans. He misses on the first two to Ludlow for a quick 2-0 hitter's count.
Yeah, and Ludlow, he's 1 for 2 in the game right now, although he's reached base both times. He reached on an error in the first at bat and then a single to center field in the second at bat.
Called strike one there to Ludlow, so 2 balls and a strike.
Vance, he's using that inside part of the plate, and Ludlow is like hugging the plate right now. In fact, his left elbow is out over the plate.
2-1 pitches swung on, fly ball to the gap in right center field, and giving chase and making the play is Beck Sheffield from right for out number 1. So an F9 for Ludlow for the first out of the inning.
Good play right there by Sheffield. He covered a lot of ground to record that out, and he's excited about it. That was a good play.
So that brings Asher Slack to the plate for the Falcons.
That was a pretty well hit ball. I right off the bat, I thought that was going to get down.
Just kind of hung in the air.
Yeah, it did. No wind right now.
First pitch misses in for ball 1 to Slack. He's 1 for 1 in the game.
Yeah, his last hit, a single into left field.
Strike 1 there. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
That was a pitch that the Morgan crowd liked and the Canyon View crowd did not. That called strike.
The 1-1. This is up and in for ball 2 to Slack and a 2-1 count. Two-one from Venz. Nearly hits him.
Yeah. He's right on the plate as well, though. When he gets into a stance, look at his knees. His knee is basically right over the inside corner of the plate.
Yeah,
his knee is in the
knee.
Yep, it's in the strike zone.
3-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the left side, off the glove of the diving third baseman Jensen, and reaching with an infield single is Asher Slack. So the go-ahead run on base for the Falcons here in the bottom of the fourth.
This has been a back-and-forth game, and a good one to watch.
Yes, it has. Brings Cameron Calvez to the plate now for the Falcons.
Calvez, he's 0 for 2 in the game. He flew out to left field.
Deep fly ball here, but going back is Spence, drifts back and makes the play. First pitch swinging was Calvez there, and he'll fly out for out number 2. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And they're out number 2 right there. And so now 0 for 3 in the game. Spence is going to show off his arm right there. A 2-hop throw back to first base from deep center field.
That brings Brady Anderson to the plate now for Canyon View. He's in on the left side as Slack takes the lead. First pitch drops off low and in for ball 1. There's the 1-0 pitch from Benz. Top part of the zone for a called strike 1.
Yeah, and Anderson, he's 1 for 2 in the game. Has an RBI single to right field in his first at bat. And hit into a 4-3 ground out his second at bat.
1-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball to left. Leonelli takes about 2 steps and makes the catch. That was almost the Sandlot. Put your glove in the air and I'll hit
That's
it
right.
to you out.
Yeah, you're right.
F7 for Brady Anderson for out number 3 as Canyon View gets a runner on, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by Morgan, and 1 runner left on base through 4 complete. It's Morgan 3, Canyon View 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, Sanpete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people, and many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years, and there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field, the Jordan campus of Salt Lake Community College, as we go to the top of the fifth inning in a tie ball game between Morgan and Canyon View, 3-3. And the Falcons will bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate this inning with Zach Main, Zach Millett, and Kaysen. I'm looking at the Falcons. These be the Trojans.
But
they will also bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to play this inning. Luke Bowerly, Beck Sheffield, and Ryder Waldron. And if they get to the fourth batter, that'll be George Jensen. And Bubba Ludlow still on the mound for Canyon View. 1-1 count already to Bowerly, and he fouls that one off to the left side for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bowerly, the catcher, he's 0 for 1. He reached in his first plate appearance on a walk.
1-2 pitch. Ball's in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stands back in on the left side, does Bowerly. 2-2. Swung on, ground ball back at the middle, past the diving Ludlow. And no play at first for McClellan. And reaching on the infield single is Luke Bowerly for the Trojans.
You know, I can't tell for sure, but it looked like Ludlow might have got a glove on that, slowed that ball down, which there's no chance. By the time McClellan got to that, there's no way to gather that up and make a throw.
So it brings Beck Sheffield to the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch, misses up for ball 1. Sheffield's 1 for 2 in the game. Single back up the middle, scored a run in the second. Popped out to the first baseman to end of the third. 1-0. It's going to miss low for ball 2. 2-0 hitters count. Next pitch in there for a called strike to Sheffield as he watches that one go. 2-1 count. Runner takes the lead at first. 2-1 pitch. Off the plate outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now to Sheffield.
Bowerly not much of a lead over there, respecting the left-handed Ludlow on the mound.
Next pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 2 to Sheffield in a full count.
Good hard swing right there, just swung right over the top of it, but hitters count. You want to make a good swing on a pitch.
3-2. On this upstairs for ball 4, and Sheffield will draw the base on balls. And Coach Jacobson out of the dugout again for Canyon View.
Wonder if this time this will be a change.
Yeah, he's up at 94 pitches is Ludlow.
Looks like he's going to take the ball from him.
Yep, he will. Yep. And they'll bring in Bryce Atwood from the dugout. So we will take the break for the pitching change and let you know what other changes happen as a result. It's 3-3 your score here in the top of the 5th inning, with the Trojans have 2 on and no outs. Pitching change for Canyon View coming on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
So the new pitcher for Canyon View is Price Atwood. Bubba Ludlow will leave the mound and head to center field. Zach Millett will move from center field to left field, and Jake Thomas comes out of the game. And Atwood on his first pitch to Waldron, as Waldron squared the bunt, fouls off the high pitch. Back to the screen for strike one.
Yeah, maybe trying to do a little too much. That pitch right there to try to bunt was way high and outside. Just no way he was going to get that down. Anderson, man, he's charging.
Yeah, he is. Waldron squares the bunt again. That one's outside for ball one and a 1-1 count.
I mean, with the way that Anderson's charging, if you could hit a power bunt to the first base side where you got McClellan moving over, you'd probably be able to get a bunt hit.
He squares the bunt again, pops this one up. Coming back is Calvez and can't get there as it goes back to the screen for strike two and a 1-2 count.
Coach is telling Waldron right there, he said, hey, keep that bat head up. You got to get that down on the ground. Up is worst case scenario.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two curveball. Canyon crowd wanted that one. I'm not sure where it missed, but ball 2 nonetheless.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty darn good looking breaking ball coming back into the batter. Started, may just stayed out a little bit, but dang good looking pitch with 2 strikes.
So here's the 2-2. Curveball. That one's in there for a called strike 3, and Waldron will go down looking for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Price Atwood.
Yeah, I think Blue said, I'll let you get one's okay, but you can't look at 2 of those. They're just too good.
So on the right side now is George Jensen. First pitch swinging, fly ball to the right side, and it will get out of play right off the wall for strike 1.
Yeah.
Two on here for the Trojans. A leadoff infield single followed by a base on balls before the strikeout. So 2 on and 1 out in a tie ball game. Top 5. Winner moves on to play for the state championship. There's the 0-1. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Strike 2, 0-2 count.
Atwood's doing a good job coming in and keeping these guys off balance. Even though you go lefty-lefty, it's different arm angle, different velocity, and so just these Morgan hitters just trying to get their timers down.
The 0-2. Curveball misses outside for ball 1. Jensen took a long look at that one.
Yeah, he did.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got time called. Now Wood checks the runner at second. It's Bowerly. The 1-2 again. Breaking ball misses outside. Canyon View crowd not liking that one.
They're not liking that one. Calvez wasn't questioning that call at all. It didn't look like.
So a 2-2 count. Pitch from Atwood. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Ludlow is there. He'll make the catch. Bowerly will not tag. So 2 outs in the inning, and F8 for Jensen, flat to center field for the second out. Still 2 on for the Trojans in a tie ball game, 3-3 here in the top of the 5th.
You know, and Canyon View, they've done some damage today with 2 outs. I mean, that last inning, they got the tie run with 2 outs. So see if they can stay hot right here.
Atwood sets. First pitch to Jones on the outside edge for a called strike 1.
Jones is 0 for 2 in the game. He's struck out both at bats.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one misses high and away for ball 1 and a 1-1 count. Again, they check the runner. Does Atwood. 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Bradshaw bobbles it on the bag, but he's able to tag the runner for out number 3 as he tags Luke Bowerly right before he touched the base for the 3rd out of the inning. And Triker Jones hits into the fielder's choice. The Trojans threatened, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit. And no errors committed by the Falcons. 2 runners left on base through 4.5 innings of play. It is Morgan 3, Canyon View 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Doctors Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
And we're back here at Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen here on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports. We're tied at 3, Morgan and Canyon View, as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Canyon View Falcons will bring to the plate the 5, 6, and 7 batters, Zach Main, Zach Millett, and Kason Stoker. If they get to the 4th batter, that'll be Chandler McClellan. Easton Benz on the mound for Morgan. The first pitch to Main misses above his back for ball 1.
Yeah, that was a little bit inside on that pitch.
There's the 1-0. That one comes in for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count.
Similar elevation. He just moved it 2 feet to our right to the pitcher's left.
There's the 1-1 delivery. That one over his back again for ball 2. Maine is 0 for 2 in the game. Had an RBI fielder's choice in the first inning and then flew out to center field in the 3rd. Now ball down the 3rd baseline is fair past the diving Jensen. Rounding first, heading for second is Maine. A head first slide in time as he leads off the inning with a double for the Falcons and the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Really well hard hit ball right down there. I think just crossed 3rd base and got to foul territory, but well hit ball right there for that double by Maine.
That brings Zach Millett to the plate. He's in on the right side. First pitch. Drops in for a called strike one. Millett's 1 for 2 in the game. Deep fly out to center field. And then a hard hit double down the left field line, and he came around to score in the third inning. Swing and a miss here. Ball in the dirt. Bowerly with the block to hold the runner at second. And a quick 0-2 count to Millett.
Yeah, good job by Vans getting ahead of this hitter, and you always want to work ahead. Strikes him out.
As Millett will go down for the first out of the inning and first strikeout of the game for any Morgan, or second strikeout of the game for a Morgan pitcher. First for Vans.
Yeah, good pitch right there, just on the inside corner of the plate. A good breaking ball, just got out ahead of it and over the top of it.
Brings Stoker to the plate. Curveball in there for a called strike one.
May Vins is saying, you know what, my fastball's been a little bit in and out, but my curveball's been working.
1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
3 straight curveballs right there, all for strikes.
Stoker back in on the right side. The 0-2 pitch. That one drops off for ball 1. Bowerly goes to his knees to block it.
So been a little bit more of a ruckus crowd tonight. It's been nice, to hear the crowd out here. It's always good when you get a crowd at a baseball game.
Yes, it is. There's the 1-2. Swung on, chopper to the left side. Fielded at third by Jensen. Looks the runner back. Throw to first is in time for the 5-3 ground out and the second out of the inning.
Good job right there by Jensen, looking the runner back at second, taking his time, making a throw over to first base, and I believe it's Millett. He still standing on second base.
Brings Chandler McClellan to the plate.
Main still on second base. Both Zacks.
Yep. First pitch, curveball drops in for strike 1 to McClellan.
Vince has that curveball working right now. He's been able to locate that for strike time after time in this inning.
Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Gets the Morgan crowd on their feet. The 0-2 count with 2 outs. Runner on second. The 0-2. Curveball swung on. Hard hit ball in the left field. It's down for a base hit. They're waving Maine around third. The throw home is not going to come. He slides in safely. Moving up on the throw to second base is Chandler McClellan as he comes through with an RBI single to left. 4-3 Canyon View.
Great piece of hitting right there by McClellan. He saw 3 curveballs in a row. That one he just sat back on, kept his hands back. It came on the inside part of the plate, and he's able to drive that into left field, get the go-ahead RBI.
2 RBIs in the game now for McClellan. They've come up big times, both time to give his team the lead. That brings Jaron Bradshaw to the plate. First pitch from Benz. Misses high and tight for ball 1. Bradshaw back in on the right side. Turn and look at second. Nobody covering, but McClellan dives back anyway.
Yeah. Canyon View's dugout, they're getting into it right now. They're excited as they take the lead, cheering their team on.
1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the third base side, picked up by Jensen at third. Double pumps, throw to first, in the dirt, scooped by Harden for out number 3. A 5-3 ground out for Bradshaw for the third out of the inning. But Canyon View goes back in front. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors committed by the Trojans. And 1 runner left on base. Through 5 complete. It's Canyon View 4, Morgan 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
Johnson DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Welcome back here to Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 6th inning in a one-run ball game with a berth in the state championship series on the line here between Morgan and Canyon View. Canyon View leads at 4-3, and now the Trojans will bring it to the plate this inning. The top of the order, Cameron Talbot, Canyon Leonelli, and Brigham Spence. If they get to the 4th batter, the cleanup hitter is Ben Harden. First pitch from Price Atwood, missed to Talbot for ball 1. Now Atwood comes set from the stretch with nobody on base, prefers that. The 1-0 drops off the table for ball 2, so a hitter's count for Talbot.
Yeah, Talbot, he's 1 for 3 right now, but he has reached base twice. He reached on an error and then a single to center field. And is one accounted for one of the runs that's on the board right now for Morgan.
There's the 2-0 delivery. That curveball on the outside edge for a called strike 1.
Yeah, good pitch right there. After missing a couple low there, he comes back and gets a big strike on that curveball.
There's the 2-1 delivery. In there for a called strike 2 and a 2-2 count to Talbot.
See if he'll go back to his curveball right here.
Takes the sign, the 2-2 delivery. There's the curveball, ground ball to the right side. Anderson fields it at first. Tells out what he's got it as he steps in the bag for out number 1. So a ground out to first for Cameron Talbot for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he located that curveball on the outside part of the plate. And just a nice little ground ball to first base. And Anderson fields his position well and gets that out.
Brings Canyon Leonelli to the plate. He stands in on the right side. One out, no one on. First pitch from Atwood. Curveball. Swinging a foul tip. Strike 1. Excuse me, this is Easton Benz in replace of Leonelli.
Okay.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That curveball got away from him way outside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
Both these relief pitchers coming in, throwing a lot of off-speed pitches right now. Ben's getting a lot of encouragement right now from the Morgan crowd.
Yeah, good Morgan crowd.
Yeah, they came out tonight.
There's the 1-1 from Atwood. Big swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, that curveball right there for Atwood's working really well. He's getting these Morgan hitters out in front on their front foot.
So 1-2 count as Atwood comes set. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Benz will go down swinging for the second out of the inning, and second strikeout of the game for Price Atwood.
Yeah, just another curveball right there, and gets Benz swinging.
Brings Brigham Spence to the plate now for Morgan.
Do we know how old Atwood is?
I'll have to look it up.
Don't even know if it says. It doesn't say on these sheets.
First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Takes the sign from Calvez behind the plate. 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count. He is a junior.
Okay.
So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Brigham Spence, he has reached base each of his at-bats, all 3. He's walked in all 3 plate appearances.
Big swing there as he tried to wait on the curveball for strike 2.
Yeah, he waited, and when he decided it was just too late, and that ball was past him.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base here in the top of the 6th. Canyon View leads Morgan 4-3. 1-2, another curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Spence will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning, and 3rd strikeout of the game for Price Atwood as he sits him down in order for the first time today. Morgan goes down in order, 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base through 5.5. It is Canyon View 4, Morgan 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the Canyon View Falcons lead the Morgan Trojans 4-3 with a berth in the state championship series on the line. And for Canyon View, they will bring the top of the order to the plate to Bubba Ludlow, Asher Slack, and Cameron Calvez. If they get to the 4th batter, that'll be Brady Anderson. Easton Benz on the mound for the Trojans. And the first 2 pitches to Ludlow both miss high and in for a 2-0 hitters count.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Morgan, you're just asking your pitcher to say, hey, give us some quick outs, hold these guys so we have a chance to get back, get a run back if we have to extend the game, but at least and see if we can't get a couple to take a lead.
There's ball 3. There's the 3-0 from Benz out of the windup. Misses up for ball 4, so Ludlow will draw the leadoff base on balls as he reaches for the 3rd time today. He heads to first base. That brings Asher Slack to the plate.
Morgan hasn't issued a lot of walks this game, but that one comes at a pretty crucial time late in the ball game right now, down 1 run.
Pretty good lead up first for Ludlow, about a 2.5-step lead. First pitch, that curveball drops in for strike 1 to Slack.
Benz goes back to that curveball. They get a called strike. That's been a pretty good pitch for him.
Yes, it has. Comes back on the right side to Slack. Ludlow takes off. Fly ball up the middle. Going to get over the outstretched glove of Talbot. Ludlow goes first to third on the play. And Slack comes through with a single. Runners on the corners for Canyon View with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good piece of hitting right there. Didn't try to do too much with it. Ludlow took off at first base, and as soon as that ball's hit, he knew that was going to get down, and he did not even think about slowing down a second and goes into third head first.
Pitching coach out for the Trojans. Again, it's a 1-run ball game right now with Canyon View leading, and they've got 2 on. Coach Jacobson down talking to Cameron Calvez.
Yeah, probably just talking to him, he maybe not, but looks like he's been over swinging just a little bit, trying to do a little too much. Probably just tell him, hey, you're a good hitter. Just get the bat on the ball and let it go where it's going to go, and let's score these couple runs here.
Coaches return to their respective positions in the dugout and down the line. And runners return to their bases as the infielders for Morgan get back to their positions. Calvez stands in on the right side. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Slack at first, Ludlow at third. First pitch from Venz. Hard hit, line drive, foul for strike one to the left.
That was really hard hit. Right now, Morgan, they've got their infield in a little bit. They're playing shallower. They're not all the way to the grass to try to cut off the run at home, but they are in. The corners are playing normal depth. Surprised the corners aren't in, to tell you the truth, but Calvez hits the ball so hard.
0-1, stays up for ball one.
They're definitely not worried about a bunt right here.
Calvez back in on the right side. The 1-1 pitch. Slack takes off. Fakes the throw to second as Bowerly as they give up second base on defensive indifference. It was ball 2 to Calvez.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to throw that ball down there. Ludlow's too fast on third base, and you would never get him back at home.
2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good pitch from Venz. Goes low.
Yeah, low out on the outside corner and gets Calvez chasing.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, no outs. Next pitch, curveball buckled him, but it just misses high and tight for ball 3. So a full count. Venz comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive into left field is down for a base hit. Ludlow comes in. Slack will get the stop sign. Calvez with a big round, but nobody holding him on at first as he will get back to the bag. Pumped about the RBI single as he comes through. It's a 2-run Canyon View lead, 2 on and no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. They will bring on the speed-up runner for Calvez, as looks like that will be Kenan Williams who will run for him at first.
Yeah, hard hit ball right there. That thing didn't even give the other runner a chance to get to home. That thing was hit so hard and out into left field so fast that it's able to gather that up and get it in the infield quickly.
So that'll bring Brady Anderson to the plate now for the Falcons.
Calling a play again right here with the first and third situation, but my guess is they're not going to throw the ball down. Slacks at third base are not going to chance giving up another run.
So Anderson stands in on the left side. First pitch swinging, fly ball into shallow center field. Going back is Waldron, can't get there at second. That'll bring Slack in to score, and Anderson with a Texas leaguer delivers an RBI single. 6-3, Canyon View still no outs, and a pitching change will be coming for the Trojans as they're out of the dugout for the second visit this inning. And the outfield is playing it fairly deep because of the power that Anderson has, and just blooped one over the infield. So with the pitching change coming, we'll take the break here in the bottom of the 6th. It's Canyon View 6, Morgan 3. The Falcons have 2 on and no outs with a berth in the state championship series on the line on a TeamHive.live and a KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Welcome back here to Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College as pitching change for the Morgan Trojans. They'll bring Riker Moser into the game. He pitched in both games yesterday for Morgan, but came in late. He threw 6 pitches in the win against Canyon View, and in the win against Emory, he came in and threw 6 pitches as well. So he threw 12 total pitches yesterday, which means he could go as many as, 63 today if needed.
63, 75.
Zach Main's the first batter he faces. The first pitch misses for ball 1.
Main's last at bat hit a double to left field.
He'll square to bunt here, drops it fouled on the third base side for a strike 1. 2 on for the Falcons with a pitching change. It's Williams at second and Anderson at first. 2 runs across in the inning on 3 hits.
Right now, Coach Jacobson, he's going to try to move the runners. We'll see if he tries to bunt again, but I don't know if he's just trying to surprise him right there, if it was a called bunt or just felt like he saw something that he could leg out.
1-1 swung on, deep fly ball to left. Going back and can't make the play as Leonelli as it one hops the wall. Williams will score. Anderson will be held up at third, but it's an RBI double for Zach Main, 7-3 Canyon View.
Yeah, I just got Leonelli turned around out there in left field. He started going back like it was, he was backpedaling at first, and he tried to turn around, just got him spun around, and that ball one hops the fence out there to score a run.
So that's back-to-back-to-back RBI hits for Canyon View. Now they've got 2 runners in scoring position with Zach Millett coming to the plate. They lead at 7-3. Moser comes set. They're going to pull the infield in on the grass is Morgan. First pitch, misses up for ball 1. Millett's 1 for 3 in the game. Flew out to center. Had a double to left and struck out. There's the 1-0 pitch. One drops in for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike. Again, the infield in on the grass, the 1-1. Hits him. So that'll load the bases as Millett takes the hit by pitch and brings Price Atwood to the plate.
One of those other freebies that there's no defense for, and bases loaded with no outs.
So Atwood will stand in on the left side. Bases remain loaded with no outs. Morgan will keep the infield in on the grass. They are going to send a couple of guys down to the bullpen. Will Morgan, as Caleb Rhodes goes down, and so does Cooper Stewart.
They're getting their legs warm as they're doing it. They were sprinting down to the bullpen there.
Taking a while to get the adjustment in the lineup with Atwood batting where Stoker was as the DH. So Atwood stands in on the left side. First pitch. This is up for ball 1. Still no outs in the inning. The 1-0. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Spence working his way to his right, makes the catch. Tagging and scoring will be Anderson. The throw to third is not in time, and just able to hold on to the bag was Zach Main as the tag was applied. 1 out in the inning. RBI fly out for Price Atwood.
Heck of a catch, heck of a throw as the third baseman there which is George Jensen, was holding the tag on the runner. Atwood took an extra base.
Yeah, well, Millett.
Millett ran to second. Yeah, excuse me. Millett ran to second. They weren't even looking at him, so.
Yep, they gave up second base as a result.
Yeah.
1 out in the inning, and that brings Chandler McClellan to the plate. 8-3 Canyon View. First pitch, slow ground ball to the right side, fielded by Waldron at second. Throw to first in time for the 4-3 ground out and the second out of the inning. And that'll bring the 9th batter of the inning to the plate now for the Falcons, with Jaron Bradshaw coming up. With 2 outs now and 2 on, but 4 runs across in the inning for the Falcons to take an 8-3 lead. Bradshaw stands in. Fielders infield back to regular depth. First pitch, line drive, back up the middle, down for a base hit. 1 run scores. They'll put the stop sign up for Millett, but it goes off the glove of Spence all the way to the right. So Millett comes in to score on the play, and taking an extra bag on the air is Bradshaw. So it's 10-3 Canyon View with 2 outs and 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good hit to center field right there. Spins went to field that, just caroms off his glove, kicks towards the left field, and as a result, you got Bradshaw standing on second base.
So an error in the inning, second error of the game on Morgan. 10-3 Falcons here in the bottom of the 6th inning. At the plate, Bubba Ludlow. First pitch swinging, high fly ball to center field. Spence is there, and he'll make the play for out number 3. So an F8 for Ludlow for the 3rd out of the inning. But Canyon View takes a commanding lead as they score 6 runs in the inning. They do so on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning. 1 error committed by Morgan and 1 runner left on base through 6 complete. It's Canyon View 10, Morgan 3 on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural healthcare can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
We're back at Kate Field in the Jordan campus of Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 7th inning, and the Morgan Trojans are down to their final 3 outs as they trail Canyon View 10-3 with a berth in the state championship series on the line. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 batters coming to the plate for the Trojans. Ben Harden, Luke Bowerly, and Beck Sheffield. If they get to the 4th batter of the inning, that'll be Ryder Waldron. And the pitcher, Price Atwood, on the mound for Canyon View. First pitch to Harden. Breaking ball misses outside for ball 1.
You know, they're down by a ways, but we've seen some crazy things this week.
Yes, we have. Here's the 1-0. Another curveball, big swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 count.
Atwood keeping them off balance and getting big swings and misses on those curveballs.
The 1-1 pitch. He's going to drop off low for ball 2, so 2 balls and a strike now to Harden.
Zach Main just came in. He's coming in a few steps right here in right field. They just playing a little bit shallower. Ludlow, he's pretty deep in center field. And out in left field, Main, he's pretty deep.
2-1 pitch, drops off low and in for ball 3. So a hitter's count for Harden. So he comes back in on the right side. The 3-1 from Price. Misses for ball 4. So a leadoff base on balls is issued for Harden. And that'll bring Luke Bowerly to the plate.
Is that the first? That's the first walk issued by Atwood?
Yes, it is. In 2 innings of work. First pitch to Bowerly. Swung on, ground ball to the first base side. Picked up by Anderson. Steps in the bag. Throw to second. The tag is not applied as the ball was not caught cleanly. But they get the out at first. Runner moves into scoring position at second. Canyonview players are wanting
to appeal that, aren't they?
Yeah, they're wanting. But I mean, where the other umps are at, they're not going to see it any better.
Yeah, there's no way that first base umpire's going to be able to see that, where the throw came in low, and home plate umpire's not be able to see that either.
But 1 out in the inning. The Trojans are down to their final 2 outs with Beck Sheffield at the plate. First pitch from Atwood. On the outside edge, strike 1.
Beck Sheffield, he's 1 for 2 in the game. He's had a single to center field.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. He's in the turf. Ball 1 and a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out, runner on second. Atwood checks the runner, the 1-1. Swung on, high pop up in shallow center field, drifting back at second and making the play as McClellan for out number 2. A P4 for Sheffield for the second out of the inning. Falcons 1 out away from heading to the state championship series against Union.
McClellan's going to run that ball all the way back into him and say, all right, 1 more to go. Let's get it right here.
Waldron in on the right side. First pitch from Atwood. Swung on, fouled back out of play for strike 1.
First one that's hit the window. There's a lot of windows in these press boxes, and that's the first one that's hit the window since I've been here anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to do it over that net. It's got to be a chip shot. 0-1 pitch, swung on, high pop up to the right side off the mound. Making the play is Atwood for out number 3. A P1 for Waldron to end the game. And the Canyonview Falcons advance to the state championship series. They'll play Union at 7 o'clock in game 1 tomorrow night here at Salt Lake Community College. The Morgan Trojans have a great state tournament run come to an end here on day 4 of the 3A state tournament. We'll take the break and come back with your post-game show next. 10-3 your final. Canyonview over Morgan on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, Sanpete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people, and many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years, and there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Johnson DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Welcome back to Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College as the Canyon View Falcons advance to the 3A State Championship Series with a 10-3 win over the Morgan Trojans. And Corey, your takeaway from this one?
I'll tell you what, to come and win a game 10-3 after giving up 10 base on balls in a game, that's pretty impressive. Canyon View, their bats started getting really hot and started moving runners around the bags, and they played a really good game. They got some good timely pitching, especially from Atwood coming in relief and doing a good job. And from Morgan, you know, they did some really good things this game, but it just wasn't meant to be for them today. And so you wish them well and a good look on their next season. But yeah, hats off to Canyon View for winning this hard-fought game.
Let's look at the final team stats in this one. For Canyon View, they scored 10 runs. 8 of those runs were earned. They did so on 13 hits in the game. They did leave 9 runners on base and no errors defensively for the Falcons. For Morgan, they scored 3 runs, all of them earned on 4 hits, but they left 10 runners on base, did Morgan, and 2 errors defensively for the Trojans. Pitching-wise, Bubba Ludlow got the start for Canyon View. He'll get the win, going 4+ innings, giving up 3 runs, all of them earned on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts to 9 base on balls. And then Bryce Atwood goes the final 3 innings as he gives up no runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts to 1 base on balls for Atwood. And pitching for Morgan in this game, Triker Jones got the start. He went 3 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 5 hits, 1 strikeout to 2 base on balls. Easton Benz then came in. He'll take the loss, going at 2+ innings, giving up 5 runs, all of them earned on 6 hits, 1 strikeout to 1 base on balls. And Riker Moser came in for the final inning, giving up 2 runs, 1 earned on 2 hits, no strikeouts, no base on balls for Riker Moser. But everybody, all the pitching, Ludlow did just enough, right? He elevated his pitch count. He walked 9 guys, but did enough. He got out of tight spots regularly and did enough to get the job done. Then Price Atwood came in and looked really good for the 3 innings that he pitched. Triker Jones started strong. Easton Benz started strong until the bats got rolling in that 3rd inning. He started to pitch and wasn't able to get an out there, and that kind of got things rolling for Canyon View. And Riker Moser came down and slowed him down a little bit. But everybody, for the most part, did their job, but Canyon View just did a little bit more.
Yeah, they did. When Canyon View got that momentum, it was just kind of no turning back, right? But yeah, up to that point where Canyon View really took a commanding lead, it was back and forth throughout 5 innings.
Yeah,
and it was anybody's ball game. And then Canyon View got hot at the bat. You look at the bottom of their order. You've got your 8 and 9 guys who account for. I've got them for 4 RBIs. That's huge. They come in, they do their job, and they're producing. And when you can get, and then you look at top to bottom, obviously right there on Canyon View, they all started hitting. So.
Yes, they did. So let's look at the hitters in this one. Let's go through that. Bubba Ludlow, 1 for 4, 2 runs scored. Asher Slack, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored. Cameron Calvez, 1 for 4, an RBI and a run. Brady Anderson, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run. Zach Main, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Zach Miller, 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Price Atwood in his 1 at bat, 0 for 1, but an RBI. And Chandler McClellan, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Jaron Bradshaw, 1 for 4 with 1 RBI in the game for the Falcons. So every spot in the order did something to provide a run.
Absolutely. And that's tough to beat right there. And so you look at that, and if you're Coach Jacobson, you go in, you're talking to your team, say, hey, good job at the plate today. We put pressure on them, and as a result, we come out on top and we get to play for the state championship. I don't know if Canyon View's ever played for a state championship or won a state championship, or if this is their first, but there was a lot of excitement out on the field when they won that game.
Yes, there was. That's for sure. And let's look at the hitting stats for Morgan here. Cameron Talbot goes 0 for 2 with an RBI. Brigham Spence 0 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. Ben Harden 1 for 3 with an RBI. Beck Sheffield 1 for 3 with a run scored. And Ryder Waldron 1 for 4 with a run scored in the game. And also Luke Bowerly was 1 for 3 with a hit for the Trojans as well. And heck, they had a heck of a tournament run. I don't think if you would have asked very many people around 3A baseball if you would have expected Morgan to be playing in this game today, I would say most of them would have said no way. Looking at that bracket, you got Grantsville the 1 seed, Morgan the 4 seed, Emory a very good 8 seed, but Morgan's one that came through and gave Canyon View everything they could handle going into this last day of bracket play.
Yeah, I agree, and I told listeners earlier today, maybe not on this game, but in the previous one, that I was down in Orem. I was watching the Southfield Enterprise game, and I was watching it with 2 of my old teammates, one of them being Casey McClellan, that's on the coaching staff with Canyon View. And I just asked him about the game, how they felt, and he said, I think that our team did something good today. He wasn't with them. He wanted to go watch that game, but he says our team went and got some rest and relaxation. They kind of did a fun team activity today. And he said, we need to relax. He says, that's what we need to do. Well, they looked relaxed today.
Yeah.
And anyway, they looked good. They looked really good. But he said, do not sleep on Morgan. They are a good team. He says, we can't overlook them. And they didn't, but they came out relaxed, hit the ball, fielded the ball, pitching, a few more base on balls than they'd like, but they still got the victory.
Yes, they did. So once again, 10-3 is your final. Canyon View over Morgan in this one as Canyon View moves on to play for the state championship. We'll have game 1 of the state championship for you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, between Canyon View and Union here at Salt Lake Community College. Any final thoughts on today, Corey?
You know what? Congratulations to Union. Congratulations to Canyon View. And we'll look forward to 3 really good games in the next well, 2 for sure. We'll see what happens, but we look forward to some good games Friday and Saturday.
Yes, we will. And so that'll do it for us here from Salt Lake Community College on day 4 of the 3A Baseball State Tournament. Again, appreciate Adam Coombs running the controls here. Had those back in the studio as well. He's Corey Sorensen. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for listening and watching, and have a great night, everybody.